Game of the year coming up. It's an unstoppable object versus or immovable object versus unstoppable force. Got that one wrong. Iowa's defense versus USC's offense. What are our early thoughts on this game?
Yeah, I mean, USC's at home. That's always good. The Coliseum's been serving them well this year, as we saw against Northwestern and previously against other teams as well. But it is going to rain in LA, which helps Iowa. They like playing that kind of ground and pound, physical Big Ten football, whereas USC is still trying to learn it. So the rain is not great, but I think you're right. USC knows that every game is a playoff game at this point, including this one more than others, because Iowa is an opponent that, while USC has seen similar teams, they haven't seen teams that have played to the extent of this sort of Big Ten football that Iowa has. I mean, Michigan kind of, but and you could maybe make that case about a couple of other opponents as well, maybe a little bit of Northwestern. But the point I'm trying to make is Iowa is a completely different type of team than USC. They have to adapt and start fast.
Yeah, look, I do think that USC can get some sort of push against Iowa because I think they're more physical than some people, including myself, have given them credit in the past. That being said, Iowa plays the style of football which Lincoln Riley and USC have really just been allergic to the past couple of years. I think this goes back to the whole Kirk Ferentz Lincoln Riley beef, where Kirk Ferentz basically said they like Lincoln Riley, like he just plays offensive, he doesn't play like winning football and stuff like that. So I think this is like, dare I say, it's like a major like kind of rivalry. It's like because it's offensive versus defensive football, and it's weird because Iowa, I don't know how to feel. I don't really know how to feel about this game yet. I haven't done my own. I haven't thought of a personal score prediction. I don't know about you,
I
but
have.
you have. You want to say it because I haven't thought about it that much.
I think it's going to be 20-14 USC, like a low scoring game, but it'll still come down to one, like really who has the ball last and who can waste enough time, because
Yeah.
it's going to be the clock is going to be the biggest thing in this game, right? Because of the way Iowa plays. And I mean, you look at their losses, they've lost by at most 5 points all year to Indiana. So they have had some really good losses this year. I mean, we talk about good losses as sort of like an oxymoron.
Shout out
But
the SEC. Shout out the SEC. Good losses.
yeah, yeah, no, exactly. But Iowa like genuinely has good losses. They lose to Oregon by 2. If they get a 2-point conversion at the end, which they failed to do, they probably win that game or go to overtime and have a chance. They lose to Iowa State early in the year by 3. That's when Iowa State was considered a CFP contender, not so much
Yeah,
anymore.
and they're not. Yeah, but sorry, go on.
And then they lose to Indiana, like I mentioned. Those are their only 3 losses. The combined amount of points they've lost to in 3 games is, doing the math on the top of my head, 10 points.
10
Yeah.
points.
So
Yeah, like 5-3-2. Yeah.
yeah. So I mean, it's going to be close. It has to be close.
Yeah, 100%. And Walter makes a good point with this one because Iowa did give up 261 on the ground to Oregon, and the weather was so much worse in Iowa than what it's going to be in Southern California. At the same time, it's going to be raining still. Like it 100% is going to be raining there. That's look, to say that that's not a factor is ridiculous because we got clowned months back for saying that it's a factor in USC games, and in that Notre Dame game, it was a massive factor. It is going to factor into this game. Those assholes from Iowa brought their weather with them. So USC is going to have to be able to run the ball. They also are going to need to be able to pass it, break, because if they can, I think USC they easily will win this game, and this isn't going to happen. But if they will easily win this game if they can very early score quickly. If they can on that first scripted drive, scripted drives are always the best. The very first one out of each half, then they can go up, and I think that's when you can lean on Iowa, because then I think you can probably go up 2 scores, and it'll make Iowa play from down, and they cannot do that. They cannot play from down.
USC scored on the first drive against Notre Dame. I know the USC did lose that game, but they looked
first
like
versus Notre Dame versus drive versus Michigan, like both of those.
Yeah, not against Illinois, but I think to your point, in those tough environments, and not to say that playing at home is a tough environment, because it's not, but the weather still being a factor that it is, it's so important. I mean, I think the differences between USC's success and failures this year is the mental side on the first drive.
Yeah.
When Wayman Jordan was fumbling on those first drives, it was a completely different team on the following drives because they had to respond to usually a score on the other side. I don't think it'll be the case this time around, just because, again, Iowa is going to look for what USC gives them. Can USC stop the run? I mean, Kamari Moulton has been a very solid running back this year. He's led Iowa in rushing most of the games so far. Gronowski can run, though, too.
Yes, Gronowski's rushing touchdown in every single one of Iowa's games.
Yeah, he ran for 130 against Penn State. I know it is Penn State, but still, that's 130 yards. Gronowski also, these past few games, has been throwing it a bit better. He's looking like a well-rounded QB. I'm not going to say he's like top 5 in the Big Ten yet, but he has – what?
No. I wouldn't even – I'm not even going to consider having that conversation.
No, I just said I wouldn't say that.
Okay.
I'm saying for how much I'm sort of praising him right now, I don't think he's a top QB. That being said, I still think he's solid and has the tools. And he's going to take what USC's defense is going to give him. And USC is prone to giving. I mean, look at Northwestern, right? Preston Stone on that first drive was taking he was kind of playing a pro style where he was just taking those short yardage gains. And then it was, the easy touchdown to Wilde. USC can't let that happen against Iowa. You can't let them get a rhythm in the passing game.
No. And I don't think they will, because Iowa's offense is terrible. It is so incredibly bad, and I don't understand how they have not fixed this problem at all under Kirk Ferentz. But it's a horrible offense, and it's going to be an ugly game. If this game were in the sun, it would be different. If there was no rain, it would be different. I think I'd take USC kind of easily. Because of that, it's not, and we're going to have to play a little bit of Iowa football against them. We're going to have to run the ball. We're going to have to probably pass it around when we can. Not that we're going to be able to a lot, but only when they can do it. They're going to have to be able to run the ball on this Iowa team. That's tricky. Number 17 rush defense. I believe it's not the best one they've played this year. It is actually. No, Michigan. And of course, USC did run all over Michigan. But Notre Dame and Michigan, both better rush defenses, but Iowa right there. And USC ran the ball decently they ran the ball really well on Michigan, not on Notre Dame, though. So you're going to have to be able to run the ball. I think if you are able to score quick, which is the problem, Iowa doesn't give up very many big plays, at all, really.
No, they don't give up the explosive.
So, I don't know. It feels like USC has such better athletes is the thing. And because it's not 40-mile-an-hour winds and pouring rain, it'll be raining. I just looked at the weather. It's not going to be horrible. It'll be raining, but not horrible like it was in Iowa City. Or is it in Ames?
Yeah.
Whichever one it is. Then I think that they're going to win this game. I'm going to say, I'll give my score prediction right now. 24-14. I'm going to say they win by 10. Because I think if they can get off to that, I think if they can score quickly, which I do very much think they can do, I 100% think they're explosive enough to do, then they can beat this team. And we got to see some creativity out of Lincoln Riley. We've seen it the last couple weeks. No stupid plays where it's like you're having Mekhi Lemon throw in the rain, but something where a trick play, you can get them going.
I want to go back to Iowa's defense for a minute, because I agree that they're a very good unit. Their D-line has not been that good this year. They're 9th in sacks per game in the Big Ten and 11th in tackles for loss.
Yep.
That being said, I think, the offensive line for USC, it's been beaten in a battered group this year that has really been resilient. If you give
we don't have any status on Elijah Page killing O'Connor, do we?
I mean, I'd assume they're both good. They both played last game.
I know. But I just have concerns just because. Yeah, I just have concerns because of re-aggravating anything. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. Also, John Ray Reed, I know, was banged up a little bit.
Right, yeah.
I don't think there's an update on him. Another thing about Iowa that stands out to me is they don't commit penalties. They're the most disciplined team in the Big Ten. USC is not.
They've gotten better across the season. They have.
Yeah.
It's still not great.
Yeah, it's been – there were some bad ones against Northwestern, like Braylon Conley's PI. It was bad. But another thing with Iowa is they're not very good in those third down situations.
Yeah.
If USC can force a couple of short runs on first and second or a short throw, make those Hell's Bells chime in the Coliseum on third down a lot, they're going to be in a good spot. You have to force Iowa to get to third down quick and just hope that they don't have a short yard situation where they can thrive. Get them to 3rd and 8. Get them to 3rd and 10. That's where you're going to thrive for USC.
This is so a game that USC should win. I 100% believe that. Like, Iowa has been pretty good, and I still 100% believe USC. I seriously just have concerns just because Iowa is a physical team. USC has been better throughout the course of the season, but I think if USC can play Iowa like they played Michigan, then they'll win by at least 10, I think. And that's kind of what I'm suspecting, because Michigan's a better team than Iowa, in my opinion, and they play relatively similar style football. They can't really pass the ball that well. They run it a lot, and they have a good defense. And USC, to their credit, I'll just say they beat the shit out of Michigan. They really did.
Yeah, and
pretty much all levels. So I think you got to replicate to win this game and to win it decently. You got to replicate what you did against Michigan.
I could see that game. I could see this game going a lot like how that game was, where USC just takes away the passing game, and then granted, Justice Haynes was out, but still, they forced the Wolverines to run on every occasion. Even Underwood, and it helped. I mean, you don't want to see a team run a lot on you, especially when you're USC and you struggled to stop the run. We saw that last week against Komolafe.
Yeah,
but at the same time, if you can allow one and not the other, you're doing one thing right.